What's going on, YouTubers, gamers and hobbyists? Welcome to On the Beach with Pete, the hobby along, paint along series that you put on in the background whilst you hobby or paint along with me. Frog in my throat. And today is going to be all about basing. Yeah, boring, but that's why I need to get this done now. Yeah, because I'm going to be using Vallejo Earth texture here just in case I want to use some sand as well, because that's a lighter brown. Basically, I want to base, not that I'm going to be able to get them all done, but I want to base all my Romans mounted as well as standing. So for that, I've got to have a texture tool. Got a whole brush as well, so yeah. I don't have a drink with me today, so that's bad on my part, but if you're going to do this, I suggest you grab yourselves a drink. Yeah, a cup of tea, coffee, whatever. Grab your paints, brushes, glues, models, whatever you need, whether you're building, painting, whatever. And let's get to the bench, talk about some stuff. Okay, so I'm looking at this mounted guy. I've got 3 mounted Romans. And do you know what? I'm thinking of doing them all now. So I'm going to get my Vallejo Earth texture. Brown Earth. And I'm just going to go to town on this right here. Ooh. Yeah, I'm just going to splodge it all over. Like so. And yeah, so I realise I've been on Romans for a long time. Various things, whatever else, but honestly, I don't get as much time these days as I used to. So I really need to do this sort of thing and get these on the beaches, on the benches done, and that way I can get these off the bench. Then the quicker I get these off the bench, I'm making a promise to myself. As soon as I get these off the bench, I'm heading up the D&D stuff. I'm rolling up characters. I'm setting it all up, ready to go. That's kind of a, well, I don't know if it's a fool's errand or a fool's promise to myself, but that's what I want to do. Does mean, of course, that I won't be able to paint then for quite a while. But that's okay. That's okay. Used to that, kind of. Well, this is quite grand. Here, using all this. So, covering up this base. Here. I can hear my cat meowing outside the door. He's not happy for something. Don't know what he's not happy about. I just need to use my brush a little here. Maneuver some of this around. I will put grass on there as well at some point, possibly. Maybe. I don't know. I'll just keep it as mud. I don't know. There. That ain't bad. I'm okay with that. Yes, that's the first one done. Ideal. So, one mounted cavalry for the Romans done. And now the next one. You can hear the seagulls. That's why it's on the beach, guys, because winter time. Sorry, the summertime. The window's open. You'll hear it. Winter time, you won't. The window will be shut, and you won't hear these noises. So, back to on the benches. I've recently started a new series, filming for a new series. It's one that's actually on my Patreon right now, called Painting with Pete. And but there is a difference. It's not just another. It's not like a. So first difference is they're going to be half an hour, not an hour, or about half an hour. And you might be thinking, well, that's just a short version of On the Bench. No, it's not, because on the benches I'm doing literally anything. I'm working on, like, I could be working on today. I could be working on Romans, a bit of sci-fi stuff, a bit of this, bit of that, a monster here and there, whatever I fancy. Right, that's a big difference. On Paint and Repeat, I will just be working on one model for the episode, and that's it. Yeah, and that's it. It won't be anything else other than that. So that's the main difference there. And it's not, it'll look like a tutorial, although it's not a tutorial by any stretch of the imagination. It's just working on one miniature. If I reveal techniques during the process that could be deemed as tutorial-esque, then so be it. Ideal. I mean, I really should... That's another one done, by the way. That's two. One more mounted, one to do. Yeah, so... I really should do more tutorials, because they're filmed very similar way now. The way I film my tutorials is different to how I film most stuff. Similar, I suppose, in a way to how I film my like magazine reviews or unboxings now, if I do them. I've still got some unboxings to do. Ideal. Yeah. A lot of base clear for this one, because this horse is kind of in the process of rearing up, so there's not a lot of footprint for the actual model to sit on the base, so that's cool. Right. There, that's the third one done. Hooray! Let's just make sure we're okay with that. There. Right, now on to the infantry. Right, let's start with this chappie holding a head here. Town guard. That's what he is. Not as easy to base square bases with this, I don't think. That could be just me. But anyway, so today is Sunday, by the way. This will probably be uploaded on a Friday, as usual. I usually try to upload my paint-alongs on the Friday. The idea behind that is that, I'm hoping that it's like, end of the week, people are looking forward to the weekend, they've got their hobby time planned, let's do a paint-along. At least I hope so. I mean, that's assuming, of course, people enjoy my paint-alongs. I mean, not everybody does, I know that, but for those of you that do like paint-alongs, and I love paint-alongs, I wish there were more of them on YouTube. Used to be quite a lot of them on YouTube at one time. That's one done, but not so much these days, and I think that's a great shame. because I love, my favourite was painting with Jay. He used to do paint-alongs. So I guess my painting with Pete will be name-wise it'll be similar, but content-wise different, because I'll be just working on one miniature for as long as I can. I mean, sometimes the episodes will be not as long as half an hour, which suits some people because, you know, attention spans and that. And other times they might go on a little bit longer just to get it finished or what have you. That stage, right? So yeah. Oh yeah, those seagulls go. Yeah, so today is Sunday, and back to work tomorrow. And I'm just counting down for the next weekend. Yeah, basically. Wednesday I'll be on my own all day because that's another one done. My wife's got to go down to Plymouth, but she's meeting her new team, which is quite exciting. She's got a new role within the company. Very exciting. And that will she's going down basically to meet the new team, which is really cool. And obviously sort other things out to do with her job, but I mean, for the most part she'll be working from home, as you know, as we do. Yeah. Oops, there we go. It's like I don't need as much on these. I'm still used to doing the cavalry ones, so I don't need as much on them. But these are going to be very muddy grounds they're stood on anyway. These are all for like city guard and town guard and that kind of thing, so yeah. Yeah, once I'm got this cleared, my bench, I'll be taking off. Well, I should clear it not just of miniatures, because I'm going to get some. Well, my favourite storage solution is really useful boxes. I'm going to get some really useful boxes to store these ones in that I've done. Some smaller ones though, the 4-litre ones, I think, just for the dumb models, and then there'll be books and paperwork on the desk. So I'm going to remove the brushes, the paints, everything. So I've got maximum space for me to work in here. Alright, that's another one done. We are cracking on. And the sun's coming out. Hooray! That's good, because this morning when we took Dylan out, it was raining. And I was like, what? I honestly didn't know what to wear to Blackberry Camp. Did another short while we were there today, so I feel like a bit of nature, some tree bathing, and that. Just check out my shorts, you know, not very long, and you can see some of the natural beauty around where I live. Anything that says Blackberry Camp on it, that's an English heritage site. That was an old fortification. It used to be called Blackberry Castle. I mean, it's not like a castle in the traditional sense. It's like foundations of a mound. if you think of it as Blackberry fortification. A bit like Maiden Castle. I think, is it Kent? I've been there. Right, that's another one. This is all good. So once these are dry, I could just work on the finishing off the painting. I don't have to worry about basing them, because I can recolor the base once this texture is on it at any time, really. It's a bit like the texture of my wall next to where I work here. A little bit of damp came through. It was damp through the wallpaper, so I took some of the wallpaper off. I'll be doing more of that later. Probably do a bit more of that later this week, and then clean it all up, replaster it. Bob's your uncle. Yeah, look at that. Nice. I've seen some lovely miniatures lately, but I'm not gonna. Well, if I do end up getting them, I'm not going to add them to my bench. I will get them, just put them in storage, because they'll be wonderful additions to my role-playing games. And it's things like villagers, just ordinary people, peasant folk, and that kind of thing. And as I'll be filming in kind of scenes, like scenes from a movie, it'll be brilliant to get the setup like that. So the more I can add to the scene, the more realistic it can look. The better the eye candy, the less the imagination has to do, and it'll be good, I think. Da, 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 da. Oh, this is looking great. This is going splendidly well. There's another one down. I'll do a head count once I've done this one. I always like working on, I prefer working on miniatures that have at least part of their basing done, or the main texture, etc. Even though it'll probably be flocked or sanded or just painted or shade washed, doesn't matter, right? Right, okay. Sorry for the silence. Anticipation is killing me. Right. Okay. Right. Oh, nope, missed a bit. There we go. Right, let's do a head count. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 guys. Right, let's continue this trend. So this is just this is the type of task that these paint along videos were designed for. This is boring, right? Just smearing on, basing texture onto bases. It doesn't feel like you're doing anything artistic at all, and yet you are. It takes time, right? And you're doing these tasks, or I'm doing these tasks, and I'm able to chat to you guys, and it helps it. It just helps it go by. It makes it seem less like a chore, if you know what I mean. More like the therapy I always want it to be. Oh. Got a nice roast chicken in the oven just come out. So we're going to have chicken today. Not a roast dinner, but roast chicken, probably with a homemade potato salad. I like potato salad. Bit of a weakness for it. Yeah, a bit of a sucker for that. Oh, I watched Carry On Cleo yesterday evening with my wife. I was doing it for my Pete's Media channels. Pete's Media Reviews channel. I forget what it's called. Something like 30 something out of 50, 32 out of 50, maybe. It was enjoyable to watch. I haven't seen it for many years. Seen it a few times, but over the years, but not for many years now. And it was good to do so. For those of you that are interested, in that and that channel and wondering whether I'm going to do all the Carry On movies, I probably am not. Just ones that take my eye, or ones that I remember specifically, or just ones I just want to do. So another one I'll probably want to do is Carry On at the Khyber. Maybe Carry On Cowboy. Because you don't get movies like that anymore because of all this political correctness nonsense that, you just get. And you miss a lot of great, movies because of that. Ooh, I can hear the wind blowing. I don't know if you could then. Very ghost-like it was. Yeah. There's another one done. I mean, I don't know. Nearly half an hour in. Could I get these done? I don't know. If I don't stop and I keep going, it's possible. Or it might be possible with just a little bit of going over a little bit of the hour. So I need to talk about something then. So I was talking about miniatures that I've seen. A lot of Ralph ones come to mind, and I've seen some lovely ones. Love the old school miniatures. I think they're gorgeous. But I've also acquired a couple of nice resin miniatures too. Now I'm not a huge fan of resin, but you can't deny they've got great detail on them, and they have. Can't take that away. rush to manoeuvre in some of this. I mean, some of these towns would be quite muddy anyway. Muddy. I knew a drummer once whose nickname was Muddy. Totally irrelevant, but for the uninterested or the interested, he played drums for a while in a band called the Devil Riders. I actually played a gig in the band, the Devil Riders, to help out the guy, a friend of mine, who he had some gigs to do, and he didn't have the people to fulfill the places. He didn't have a bass player, so I stepped in. And he was moving to America after that, and he lives there now. This was years ago, but I enjoyed the gig. I did feel a certain sense of sadness, because I know he was going there and I wouldn't see him again, and I never did. But I've seen his stuff and commented on his stuff. When he used to do some stuff on YouTube, then he went over to Rumble, and now he's just gone quiet. But real life takes over, doesn't it? It's the way of things. I don't think he was a very sentimental person himself. I can be. I recently put a picture up on my Instagram of my old sixth form, even though I wasn't in the sixth form, but the people that were, part of my history, part of my, I have a bit of a connection. So I obviously knew them when I wasn't in the sixth form. And, it's good to get it out there as well. If anybody generally recognises themselves or anyone else in the picture, then, there you go. One of my followers, he liked it. He's actually one of the people in the picture. He's an architect now. He lives in Australia. I was like, wow. He always wanted to be an architect when we were at school, I seem to remember. He's always designing his own buildings and things and drawing them out and that. I don't recall him doing technical drawing when we came to that. He was just brainy anyway. He's quite brainy. But fair play, someone that knew what they wanted to be and followed their dream and did it. I really admire those people. I really do. I never really knew what I wanted to be when I was a kid. I just wanted to get by, I guess. Like, a lot of us do. And if you asked me now if YouTube was a thing, I'd say I want to be a YouTuber in some capacity, and I am. So in a way, I'm doing what I wanted to do now and what I want to do. I hate people that say, another one done by the way, I'm an influencer. Nobody's influencing me, Don't influence me. I watch videos that I like topics of, but they don't influence me. If I'm interested in something, like, a product, and they're reviewing it or whatever, they're not influencing me as such. They're just showing me or confirming whether it is what I want or whether it's something I don't want. Because if I look at something, I will already have an idea of whether it's something I want or whether I think it's going to be a bit naff. And then watching, say, an unboxing, for instance, that will either confirm that or not, Like, I don't know, a new box set of whatever, the latest RPG game, blah, blah, blah. I think I'll go online, I'll go on forums and that. People are saying, oh, yes, it's alright, it's good. Or I'll see ratings, it's too complicated, the rules too heavy. Or it could say, great rules, great minis, great mechanics. I'll be like, well, what do you get in a starter set then? Or just an example. And then I'll see someone's unboxing and I think, they get from what they're showing, it looks like you're getting quite a good value for money, for instance. No, not buy it. So I suppose in a way they're influencing me. I suppose I've talked myself into that, and I talked myself into a corner there. But I don't like these people that place such high importance on that. Doesn't at the end of the day, it's my own decision. Right. Another one down. And we're on 31 minutes. Oh, it's possible I could do this. Be nice if I could. I just heard my cat yowl again then. I like to get these done. If I don't have any videos for the week, for my hobby, or channel rather, if I can only do one, then this is the one I like to do, the paint along video. For me, it's the one I get the most out of, and hopefully people watching do as well, because they can put it on in the background, just lose themselves in their projects, and get stuff done. Speaking of getting stuff done, what are you guys working on? Do let me know in the comments. This leads me into talking about the hype button. You know, if you've got the ability to hype videos, and you haven't done it yet today, please hype my video. It will make YouTube push it more to other people, and hopefully get more traffic to it. So I have the ability to hype videos, but I can only do 3 a day. I don't know if that's the same for everyone, or just, depending on what state your channel is at or whatever. I don't know. I can do 3 a day. Can't hype your own videos, so that's why I have to ask other people to do it. It'd be great if somebody could. I haven't had a really successful video for many years. Not since the days of like the airbrushing videos and the solo D&D videos. And I'm hoping when I do get around to this solo campaign of mine that it will get traction, because it won't just be for D&D. You see, I'll be using all manner of tools to start with as well. I can talk about that in the game. That'll be as much of the excitement as the game itself. So I'm not going to be creating a dramatization or anything like the Dwarves of Fangorn, but I am hoping it will make for good viewing. And the only way I'm going to find out is by actually doing it. I know that. Some days I feel more positive about the fact that it's going to happen than others. Just heard my dog. Some days I think I'm just, kidding myself. Another one. Some days I think, no. These ones on round bases, they are gladiators, not Romans per se. I reckon my dog's going nuts over the chicken that's been cooked. But my wife's downstairs, so she will see to whatever's going on down there. Whatever's going on with him, I don't know. See, I'm now saying, well, yeah, the round bases are definitely easier to do than the square ones, I would say. That's just my opinion with this. So yeah, Carry On Cleo. I enjoyed the movie. Watched it, enjoyed it. It's a bit of a nostalgia for me. There's a few Carry On movies that I quite like. I liked all the doctor ones, like the hospital ones, Carry On Doctor or Nurse or whatever it was. I like Carry On at the Cairo. I like Carry On Camping. That was quite a funny one. I wasn't overly struck on Carry On Cabby or Carry On at Your Convenience. I didn't think they were great movies at all. I don't mean great movies, I mean, good, entertaining. I just didn't find them like good. Didn't have the right cast, I suppose, didn't have the right people. Yeah, you gotta have the right crew, really, haven't you? Else it just doesn't gel, in my opinion. Carry On Sergeant was alright. I think that was the first one they ever did. But it's like Carry On Screaming and Carry On Cleo. I think they were still finding their way at that point. I was not sure as to what they were going to be doing with it, really. And yeah, you look at the acting is very hammy, and you got to remember, most actors were theatre actors at that time. They weren't used to movies or TV, and they don't get used to the fact that the camera captures everything, so they don't really have to overemphasize the acting for the audience like they do in theatres. It takes a bit of getting used, but you just bear that in mind, and I bear that in mind when I'm doing my my reviews and that. Okay, so another one done. That will take a bit longer than usual. Let's do another gladiator, shall we? Oh no, it's not a gladiator, he's Remy's on a square base. I was looking at another base and holding this one. So I know which one I'm going to do next. It's one of the gladiators. Okay. Talking about Carry On movies, Kenneth Williams, he was like one of the classic characters in them as far as I was concerned. If it didn't have Kenneth Williams, it wasn't really a Carry On movie. And that's kind of what was missing from like Carry On Sergeant. Later on you had recurring classics like Barbara Windsor, Sid James. Right, what's that gladiator? Come on. A couple gladiators here to do. Oh my. to 40 minutes. Yeah, it's not going to be cut and dried. This it's going to be right up to the mark. I do finish early because I can't think of anything to talk about, but I really must start building a list of things to talk about again, like a bullet point of things that I used to do it in the old days, and I think it used to work quite well. What I really want to do with my channel though is, like I've said, build up the views. Obviously subscribers are nice, but views is where it's at. I don't necessarily mind if people don't want to subscribe, but as long as they watch the videos, that's fine. I have to dig out my gladiatorial or fighting arena. Isn't that one done at some point? Ooh. Might be talking to a friend of mine tonight, and obviously by the time you see this I'll have spoken to him if it goes ahead. Just trying to arrange, times that we're both free. He's going through not an easy time at the moment with his father. His father's got Alzheimer's, so I've been through that with my mother. So I know exactly how it is. There we go, that one done. This is really a production line if ever I've seen it. I'm guessing Dylan's going on because it's nearly dinner time, or it must be maybe Lucian, because what he does is he winds Dylan up to make him noisy, to bark or whatever, so that we go, oh yeah, it's dinner time, I'll feed you guys. So they kind of work as a double act, really, cat and the dog. It's quite comical, really. The series I'm watching at the moment is called Bones. It's a really old series, but I've seen it before, but I'm just rewatching it really because I remember liking it, so I thought, something I can rely on. Do you ever do that? Do you ever rewatch something because you remember liking it and you think, yeah, it's reliable, I know I'll like it again, so I'll just rewatch it. So that's what I'm doing. Plus it's good to go back years later and watch something to see if you could still enjoy it, which I seem to be. Ugh. Look at those seagulls. Yeah, I've got a darker textured earth Vallejo pot that I can use, but I think I prefer this to the lighter one, because you can always, if you want a darker, you just paint over it, can't you? I mean, yeah, you can paint over a lighter one on darker, but that just doesn't make sense. Whereas, you know, the lighter one a lot of the time is fine. Okay, bring it out. We've got 5 to go. Can we do it in the time? This would be a major victory if I do. And what shall I call this episode, guys? Major basing victory. I think that's what I'll call it. Been having some trouble connecting my camera to my laptop lately, this camera, because I don't know what it is, the lead or whatever. So I'm taking out the SD card and just plugging it in directly. Seems to download quicker that way anyway, so I think that's the way I'll do it from now on. This is a really not just productive episode, but really relaxing episode. Oh, next week my main boss is on holiday, which is off holiday for the next 2 weeks actually. But I've got I'll be working closer with someone else who will be, you know, kind of in charge of me, or not me so much, but my workload. Okay. 4 to go. Come on. When this is over, I've got to wash off my cutting mat, because got a lot of gunk on it. I can't get over how quickly they get manked up with paint splashes and that sort of thing. I envy people. They have videos, so they must have one cutting mat that they use for just videos, because they always look immaculate. Mine don't. I don't know how it gets like that, but you know. Okay. There we go. Cool, the last 3. I'm quite excited. I don't know. Don't know why. Excitement is mounting on me here. Because when you do production line work like this, it's like you can look back and think, wow, yeah, I've done a lot of work here. Oh, wow. remember the first time I used texture paint, it was painting Zombicide, my very first Zombicide set, which was the first edition. And I thought, I couldn't get over how good they were, these paints. I was just using a brush as well. But I think it was Astro Granite was the paint I was using. And I was painting all the characters up using the Astro Granite on their base. I was like, wow, this is like really brilliant. Two left. So I've been watching Bones. I'm on season 1. Probably around about the halfway mark now, I'm guessing. Yeah. I seem to like the intro music as well, because I subconsciously, my wife said, you must like this intro music because you don't skip forward for it. I don't know whether it's that, although I do quite like the intro music or so much, or because when I was watching Person of Interest, you had to keep an eye on the intros because it would change every so often. It could be just a slight word here or the way things are said, and it all has relevant meaning to the story. Yes. So it's quite good the way they did it. I can't really describe it, but suffice to say, you really needed to be paying attention to the intros. Last one. What are we on? 53 minutes. Wow, talk about cutting it fine. Of course I want to try and get it done. At the same time, I don't want to rush it. Well, this is awesome, man. Totally awesome. I can hear people talking outside. It's because I've got the window open. But with these double glazed windows, when the windows are shut, you really can't hear anything at all. It's not like living in the city where you hear everything. Right, so I don't want to rush this, but ta-da! My work here is done. Put my lid on my texture. I don't think there's any more to do. Can't see anymore. And let's get back to me. Well, thank you so much for joining us. I've got loads done. I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31 miniatures. 31 miniatures based in a you know, basic basing. I mean, there's other stuff to be doing with them. Oh, I need a new piece of tissue. Kitchen time. Doesn't take long to go for it. And this will go through it quicker than most things. But yeah, I'm very, very pleased with my accomplishments here. Do let me know what you've been working on. I hope you've got as much done. I haven't felt like I've done or accomplished so much as this in a very long time. I know it's difficult when you're doing certain things to see the progress, but I can really see the progress here, and that makes me feel good. So hopefully you've got stuff done. Let me know what you're working on. Do hit that like button, and if you're able to hype the video, the hype button is next to the like button somewhere on the bottom there. If it's available, just click hype this video, and I will be in your debt. Perhaps I can hype yours. Anyway, see you on another video. Don't forget, all brushes lead to war. Bye for now, my friends. Bye bye.